What's up, people? How are y'all doing? If you don't know who I am, my name is Chris and this is the Riding Dad channel. If you do know who I am, welcome back. Behind you guys is a 2020 Harley Davidson Lowrider S. Whew. Let's roll the intro.
Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad.
So if you're one of those people that spends a lot of money on their helmet because they really want a lot of features and the best safety, this is going to be a good mod for you. If you're a person that lives in a very questionable area or frequents very questionable areas and likes to or has no choice but to leave their helmet at their bike, this is also going to be a really good option for you. So as the name implies, it's a helmet lock. LIDLOX is the brand. So basically it's designed to mount, like I said, marketed to mount and designed to mount over by your handlebars, but really you can mount anywhere with a screw. The contents includes a little spacer, which you'll see in the install in a second, and then obviously this little insert, which is how it locks, which we'll walk through when I install it, and then the actual main piece, as well as the screw. And you can use obviously whatever screw if you want to ever replace it. It comes with 2 keys, an Allen wrench you will need to set the little locking mechanism in there, which again you'll see in a minute. And it also comes with this little adapter, which basically allows it to be used with a variety of different helmets and different styles. That way you're not locked into only one way to lock your helmet in. So before I do this, I will say that this is a very good time to readjust or reevaluate where your hand control placements are. For me, I'm actually going to screw around with them a little bit just to make sure this is exactly where I want it. Ever since I put those Lucky Speed Shop levers on, they have a little bit of a different angle and a different feel. I just want to make sure that not moving my brake lever at a slightly different angle is not a little bit better, and it's perfect where it's at. So I'm going to go do that, and in a second for you guys, I'm going to spin you around and we are going to start putting this on so I can show you how it works. Alright, so the first thing I do anytime I'm doing any sort of hand control bars is if I like where my hand controls are, I'm going to put a piece of tape right up on the edge of it so I know the distance. Then I'm also going to mark it, I'm not sure if you guys can see really well, but I'm going to mark it with like a little either Sharpie or anything on the tape. It don't really matter because it's tape. But I'm going to mark it right where that joint is between the 2 pieces. That way I know exactly where it is, because I hate having to fight with it and figure out exactly where it was, and it never feels exactly the same because you're never sure exactly where it is. I'm the same way with car seat position in my car. So the only things you're going to need from the kit from LIDLOX right in the beginning right now are the actual piece, the bolt, and the spacer. If you have a Harley, most likely this screw is going to be a Torx 27. These are 25s, but you don't need these right now. These are 27s. And the bolt that comes with the LIDLOX helmet lock is going to be a 3/16 Allen. So the first step is going to be to decide which bolt you want this at. For me, I'm going to put it up at the top, and it'll pretty much hang out just like that, which means I am going to incrementally loosen this one and tighten this one a little bit. That way this doesn't get all jumbled up. Alright, there are not too many instructions that come with the actual LIDLOX, so I am gonna go by what I feel like is best. So they come stock, these screws come with a washer, so I'm going to keep this washer and use it for the helmet lock. You're going to thread the bolt through there. I gotta make sure that this will fit. Yep, perfect. Okay, so if you have something like this, it'll fit, but you can use really whatever you got. And then I'm going to put the spacer on there, because you will definitely need the spacer to make sure it's not rubbing up against everything. And then I'm going to feed the washer in through there as well. Personal preference, I am going to put blue Loctite on this sucker, just a smidget, and then I'm going to go ahead and screw this puppy in. Once it starts getting tight, you're going to want to make sure you align this. There is half of a cutout in here, and there's a little set bolt on the bottom. Make sure that bottom bolt, make sure the bolt is on the bottom, and make sure that cutout is completely on the top. And then I'm going to incrementally tighten this and decrease how tight this one is to level that back out and make sure this joint is as even as possible. Alright, so once that is as tight as you feel is good, or if you want to follow the torque specs like somebody with a manual that makes smart decisions, make sure that's all done. Recheck, make sure this is all exactly where you want it before that Loctite sets. Make sure that you have, if you have an electronic throttle, make sure you have proper play and it's not going to strip anything out. And then obviously with the cable, make sure everything is all good on that aspect as well. Next step is going to be to put the locking mechanism in there, because right now it's just a fancy decoration. Alright, so once that's all done, you can take that tape off if you chose to put it on there like I did. And now you're going to need the supplied Allen wrench, the keys, or just one of them, and then the locking insert. The easiest way to screw this puppy in is to put one of the keys in there. You'll see the notches line up, and then just start screwing that puppy in. Once it's screwed in all the way, just pop the key out. And then you'll use the supplied Allen wrench to tighten that bolt in there on the bottom. Now, this is not recommended necessarily. I've never seen an install with it, but I'm going to remove this bolt and I'm going to put just a very small amount of blue Loctite on there just in case. All right, once I put the blue Loctite on there, I'm just going to screw her back in there. And all this set screw is doing is basically making sure that this mechanism does not turn when you're removing the helmet. Okay, now that that's done, let me get a helmet. Let me show you how to use this. Alright, so if you have your typical D-ring helmet style, all you'll need to do, as long as your straps are long enough, put your helmet where you probably typically put it, and put one of these D-rings right in the middle there, and just push this button. That is literally how simple it is. And that's it. This button automatically locks in there, and the key you just basically insert it in there, and you can use them left like you typically would, or you can use it right. It basically just disengages that little spring plunger for it, and that's it. The really cool thing that this LIDLOX comes with is this little extension piece. Now you could either use this, depending on your helmet setup and control setup, to extend the length of your D-ring and put it in there, or if you have like a ratchet setup or something that doesn't have a D-ring in it naturally, you can thread this through the ratchet setup. This little T-bar part on the top will keep it from coming through, and then put that in there, and that'll solve all your problems. I'm going to show you guys close up of the inside of it, what it's doing. You see it's completely empty. You can get anything you want in there, D-ring or the supplied adapter, and all you do is just push that little spring piece and it shuts closed. To remove it, again, you just grab one of the supplied keys, put it in, either turn it to the right or to the left. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the install. I'll put the link for the part from Speed King Cycles on the description like I do with pretty much all my install stuff. If I remember the price correctly, it was $47.95, so under 50 bucks. If they're still running the coronavirus sale that they were when I got this, I believe it's like an extra 10 or 15% off of whatever you get in store. I'm not sure if there's any exceptions, but I know I got it off this. So I will post that coupon down as well. Who knows how long they're gonna run that for? Who knows when you're watching this video? And the most common thing that I've ever seen negative about these kind of locks is, oh, well, someone can just cut the straps. Well, yeah, they could, but then they don't have a helmet to be usable either. It's just, you know, you can always break into a car when it's locked. You could steal a motorcycle when the fork lock is engaged. There's a million things you can take after precautions are already done, and that's all this is just another barrier, just another precaution to kind of help you. So I have not used this yet. I will be using it. Actually, tomorrow I'm taking about an hour ride, getting some coffee, doing a Motovlog, so I will be using it for that. So again, a really simple install. Comes with the Allen key that's kind of a non-typical size for that really small bolt, and will fit almost every single helmet that I can think of. The only thing that it might not fit is some of those magnetic ones. I believe Rock has it. I'm not sure if any other helmets that I can think of have that magnetic lock on them right now. I've never physically seen the one, so I'm not sure if there's a way you can thread that kind of T-bar extension adapter that it comes with in through that to be able to use it. But it'll work with any of the ratchet ones like Shoei uses for a lot. I think HJC uses some ratchet right now, and it'll obviously work with your common D-ring, and it'll even extend the D-ring if you need it just a little bit longer. It'll also act as almost like a fail-safe in case somebody stupid is looking at your helmet and is touching it without you knowing, or if somebody just brushes by, or depending on how your handlebar setup is, if it's just really easy to knock it off, this will act as a fail-safe. Your helmet won't drop on the ground. And again, you can pretty much put it anywhere. You can thread whatever bolt you want into there as long as it fits with the actual head of the bolt, and you can put it anywhere on the bike that you want. But like I said, it's marketed and made specifically with the intent to put it on your handlebar controls where I just installed it. So let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that. Don't forget to check out my Instagram, where I try to post as much as humanly possible with my schedule. Still on that 2-video-a-week schedule. Wednesdays at noon and Saturdays at 7 Florida time. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. It really does help me. Again, comment, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, share it with friends and family. That'd be really cool too. Until next time, guys, ride safe, have fun. Dad out.